Hi everyone, welcome to the official YouTube channel of Law Prep Tutorial. I'm Saket, your mentor, and आज के वीडियो में we are going to talk about effective strategies to revise, considering that we just have 3 months. If we just eliminate these 9-10 days that we have for August, so roundabout we have approximately 3 months. And in the next 3 months, it is crucial कि हम बहुत ही ज़्यादा focus करें on revision, which is focused on efficiency, right? So if we have to talk about how to start or how to deal with it, the very first thing is to have a realistic timetable. And this is a common observation that most of the time students tend to panic in these last 2-3 months, thinking of कि सर स्कोर नहीं बढ़ रहे किसी टॉपिक पे there is no command, be it in legal, be it in logical, be it English में शायद टोन्स नहीं समझ में आते हैं, मेन आइडिया नहीं समझ में आ रहा, लॉजिकल में स्ट्रेंथ एंड वीक या अजम्पशन नहीं समझ में आ रहा, या लीगल के कोई स्पेसिफिक लॉज नहीं समझ में आ रहे. So there is a sense of panic, there is a sense of fear about what will happen after giving so much of time and sweat to the preparation. So पहला point is कि उस panic में don't come up with a timetable जो आपके खुद के लिए बड़ा unrealistic हो. Understand that you have a fixed time, you have to ensure that you take proper sleep as well. So make a timetable जो बहुत realistic और doable हो. The next point is कि mock test regularly दो. Don't run away from mock test. It is observed that students generally tend to just steer themselves away from mock, thinking कि mock scores आएंगे, maybe parents will come to know about the score, and then that constant judgment and fear. See, come out of it. The point is कि you are going to sit for an exam which is going to test your patience, which is going to test your accuracy, which is going to test how you cope up with that stress and the management related to that. Now point is कि वो तब आएगा ना जब you actually go and focus or you actually go and face the mocks. So don't steer away from mocks, don't run away from mocks. And the second thing is to focus on previous year question papers. A previous year question paper is going to give you a direction. It's going to set a benchmark कि yes, this is what you can expect in CLAT. This is the number of questions, or maybe this is the parameter on which you will be judged in the exam. So PYQ and mock test. When I'm talking about mock test, there is one more thing that you need to understand and realize कि mock test देना is just the beginning of the task. Mock test के साथ क्या होना चाहिए कि the test should end up with a proper analysis. That is, by the end of the test, you definitely have the idea about your corrects, incorrects, and everything else. Not just that. That is half the work done. Apart from that, you should have an idea about what went wrong, after what went wrong, how to improvise, how to work on it, and then set maybe monthly targets, weekly targets. As in, if you're stuck in a score of, let's say, 50-55, you should focus on your analysis कि what do I need to do, what gap needs to be filled, कि मैं 50 और 55 के जिस range में I'm stuck, how do I go to 60-65? Addressing that gap will only come when you understand your mistakes, when you understand and identify what your weak spot or weak area is. Which is exactly the next point that I'm talking about. अब देखो हमारे कुछ strengths भी होते हैं. We are not weak in all the subjects. हो सकता है that a student might not be so efficient when it comes to GK, but has a good command over quantitative techniques. So understand कि आपके कुछ strengths भी होंगे, आपके कुछ weaknesses भी होंगे. There could be some points जहाँ पे आप fail करते होगे. Understand that and humbly accept it. What next is to work on it, right? And कुछ कॉमन मिस्टेक्स है, कुछ कॉमन गलतियां हैं जो हम एज अ स्टूडेंट वी कीप ऑन डूइंग इट, राइट. द फर्स्ट इज कि वी फोकस इनकंसिस्टेंटली ऑन रीडिंग कॉम्प्रिहेंशन प्रैक्टिस. इनकंसिस्टेंट प्रैक्टिस इज कि नॉट बीइंग रेगुलर विथ इट. चाहे वो वोकैब की बात आप कर लो, आप चाहे रीडिंग, डाइवर्स रीडिंग की बात कर लो, या आप सॉल्विंग दी मॉक्स और सॉल्विंग दी बुकलेट्स रेगुलरली, वी आर नॉट कंसिस्टेंट विद दैट. इट इज ऑब्जर्व्ड दैट मोस्ट ऑफ द स्टूडेंट्स, they do not touch their booklets even after constant pestering by the teachers, constant pestering by the faculties. They do not touch it. Don't indulge in all these things. Understand कि आपके पास roughly it's not even 100 days that you have. So understand the nuance, understand the gravity, and please get consistent with the practice. That's number one. Number two is कि आप misinterpret या misread कर जाते हो questions. कई बार you miss that not a synonym, you miss the not, you go for the synonym. Most of the times you miss not an antonym, you go for the wrong answer. You miss the not, and there are other nuances, small details जो आप generally miss कर जाते हो, and you pick up the wrong answer. So don't misinterpret the question. कई बार आप question को समझते ही गलत हो, right? So question को गलत समझना या question को गलत पढ़ लेना is also a part of the problem. Then when it comes to static GK and current affairs, understand that you have to find a common ground, or you have to find a perfect sync between the two. किसी एक पे आप बहुत ज़्यादा फोकस करें, फॉर एग्जाम्पल यूर फोकसिंग अ लॉट ऑन स्टैटिक बट लेस ऑन करंट अफेयर्स, दैट्स नॉट गोइंग टू वर्क. नेक्स्ट इज कि हमारे पास वी हैव क्लैट एक्सप्रेस, we have CLAT Express at our disposal, we have newspapers at our disposal, you have your class notes at your disposal. As a resource हमारे पास ample resource है. The point is कि you have to go through multiple number of times for that. You need to revise it efficiently over and over again. हम किस रेस में रहते हैं कि अच्छा you find something on YouTube, you find something as a PDF, एक काम करते सब कुछ कलेक्ट कर लेते हैं. Now understand, सब कुछ कलेक्ट करने से क्या होगा? सब कुछ कलेक्ट करने से you will have a good amount of resource, or you will have a good set, but what are you doing with it? Understand कि इसको कलेक्ट करने से कुछ नहीं होना है. The real power lies in revising it over and over again, because it's the game of retention. To be very honest, in current affairs, it's more about how well you retain it when you sit in the exam, how well you retain everything. That is what comes into picture, and that is what plays a major role also. Next is practicing passages that are not aligned with the CLAT pattern and lack of thorough post-mock analysis. Post-mock analysis वाला part अभी हमने just deal करा भी है कि why analysis of your mock is necessary, and also कुछ ऐसे passages होते हैं, कुछ ऐसे you will come across questions which do not align with the demand of the examination. So focusing on that, thinking that you're working on a skill, you're thinking that you're working on a topic, but understand that if it does not align with the demand of the examination, there's no need to go for it. And some of the techniques that might help, if I have to talk about, let's say, vocab. In case of vocab, students का सबसे बड़ा concern होता है कि sir vocab बहुत कमज़ोर है. And when it comes to vocab, which is your weak point, let's say, with that you should understand that with that you have your reading connected, with that you have your comprehension connected, because if there is a discrepancy, if there is a gap in understanding the words या word की meaning, the result of it will be visible in your understanding of the passage also, क्योंकि कहीं ना कहीं कुछ gap ज़रूर आएगा in understanding the overall idea of the passage. So for that you can go for spaced repetition, that is day 1, day 3, day 5, day 7, you can revise things like that. Or for things where you understand that मेरे को constant revision की या constant go through की ज़रूरत है, you can space it, like if not just 1, 3, 5 or 7, maybe twice a week or thrice a week you can schedule that. If I have to, let's say, revise figures of speech, or if I have to go through the nuances of logical reasoning, go through some of the topics that are there, some of the concepts that are there, and if it's your weak spot, you can maybe align things like 1, 3, 5, 7, 2, 4, 6, 8. मतलब maybe just understand कि थोड़ा बीच में gap देकर you can have a whole timeline. Then mock test reflection, which is your mock test analysis, interleaving as in mixing subjects. अब हमने जब अभी realistic timetable की बात की थी, तो this is somewhat related to that idea also, कि realistic timetable as in that timetable or that schedule, पहली बात तो जिसको आप follow कर लो with your given time frame, with your given time limit, and also at the same time you should understand that it's a human brain, it's your human psyche, और एक human nature होता है that if you are asked to do the same thing over and over again, या if you are asked to eat the same food again, you tend to get bored of it, you tend to get just zoned out of it. So उसको eliminate करने के लिए, in order to eliminate that possibility, understand कि आप subjects को mix करके पढ़ो. अब ये सारे मिस्टेक स्टूडेंट्स करते हैं कि अगर लॉजिकल में प्रॉब्लम आ रही है तो दिन भर लॉजिकल पढ़ लिया. नाउ अंडरस्टैंड दैट आफ्टर अ सर्टेन पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम योर ब्रेन इज आल्सो आउट ऑफ दैट लॉजिकल रीजनिंग को पढ़ने वाला जोन, और यू आर जोन्ड आउट ऑफ इट. डोंट डू दैट. इंटरलीव करके रखो, मिक्स करके रखो, थोड़ी डाइवर्सिटी मेंटेन रहेगी, आपको खुद भी इंटरेस्ट आएगा. एंड इन द फाइनल मंथ्स बिफोर एग्जाम, दैट इज वी हैव अप्रॉक्स 90 days लेफ्ट, 3 months रफली. इसमें क्या करना चाहिए? If we start with English language, तो सबसे important point is कि focus on comprehension, focus on building vocab. Vocab की importance तो इतनी है कि that if I talk about just the year 2025 CLAT examination, 25% of the paper was devoted to only vocab related questions. So that's how important vocab is. अब English में what you can do is कि you can focus on comprehension, vocab, grammar part, right? And figures of speech हो गए. You can focus on these things. What to do is कि अपनी एक comprehension skill पे constantly workout करने के लिए you can read 1 to 2 daily editorials from the Indian Express preferably. Apart from that, what you can do is कि आप diverse reading में भी अपने आप को indulge रख सकते हो. If at all there is a student who thinks कि maybe मेरे को अभी भी reading speed पे या comprehension पे workout करने की ज़रूरत है. So what you can do is कि you can indulge in day-to-day or daily reading which is focused on diversity, diverse genres that you come across in CLAT, maybe history, psychology. Just try to mix it up and go for that, because बहुत सारे स्टूडेंट्स होते हैं जिनकी प्रॉब्लम, कुछ की प्रॉब्लम फिलोसफी साइकोलॉजी में आती है, कुछ की प्रॉब्लम फिक्शन नॉन फिक्शन पैसेजेस में आती है. सो इट डिपेंड्स ऑन द स्टूडेंट ऑल्सो. एनालाइज योरसेल्फ, फाइंड दैट इफ देयर इज अ ग्राउंड, फाइंड दैट इफ देयर इज अ जॉनरा जो आपको नहीं समझ में आता है, ट्राई टू फोकस ऑन दैट, ट्राई टू वर्क ऑन दैट. अपार्ट फ्रॉम दैट, ग्रामर के कुछ रूल्स होते हैं. देयर आर ग्रामर एरर्स ऑल्सो. Try to solve questions which are related to grammar related errors. Try to imbibe all those in your day-to-day practice so that you are aware of the basic rules of grammar. Also, grammar के कुछ basic topics like parts of speech, subject verb agreement, pronoun parallelism, tenses, verbs. Try to go through it, the common topics. And उस पर कुछ command करने के लिए you can go for spotting error type questions or the questions related to the application of it. You can go for it. Apart from that, one word substitution, that is a description that is given, you have to pick a word related to that. You can practice questions on that. That can help you in your vocab building also, by the way. Apart from that, synonyms, antonyms. जब vocab पढ़ रहे हो, जब कहीं पर भी आप mocks से या आप किसी diverse reading source से, अपने booklet से, wherever you are finding word, try to make a cluster based on the related meanings. Synonymous words, you can do that. And practicing questions जो अलग अलग demands होते हैं हमारे, for example tone, for example main idea, primary purpose, title of the passage, source of the passage, assumption, inference, ये सारे questions को भी constantly आप practice करते रहो. And understand कि ये practice को you should keep it timed first, of course, and time के साथ साथ you should also focus कि the kind of content or the kind of questions, the type of questions and the number of questions that you're going to get in the CLAT examination, that is roughly around 24 questions. Try to keep the same length so that ab say you are familiar and you are also used to offsetting for that particular time limit, let's say 25 minutes. Next is general knowledge, current affairs. So focus on static GK definitely, and on the 12 to 15 months of current affairs that you have already gone through and that you're already also going to get in your CLAT Express. Apart from that, monthly current affairs notes आपके पास होते हैं. Try to do a redo of that and multiple rounds of that. अभी हमारे पास September है, अभी हमारे पास October and November भी है. So roughly you have 3 months. In the 3 months, you can try to at least have bare minimum of 3 rounds of revisions. I'm talking about bare minimum, right? What to focus on? Focus on national, international events. Focus on legal news, government schemes. Focus on Indian Constitution, geography, history, that is your static part of GK, and try to relate it to all the legal and constitutional aspects also. That is for GK. Next is logical reasoning. Logical reasoning में understand यहाँ पे आपके पास critical reasoning, analytical reasoning दोनों ही आपको balance करने हैं. तो all the topics or all the basic concepts like assumption, inference हो गए, strength and weaken हो गए. बहुत सारे students they face some problems in strengthen or weaken the argument questions. Some face it in assumption, inference. Try to analyze that, try to find your weak areas and work on it. Apart from that, कुछ आपके analytical reasoning के questions आएंगे, analytical reasoning के aspects आएंगे like syllogisms, blood relation, seating arrangement. Work on that also, because 2025 में it came as a surprise for almost all the students. 6 questions after so many years straight out of analytical reasoning. ऐसा कुछ आप इस साल भी expect कर सकते हो. So keeping that in mind, don't ignore, don't overlook analytical reasoning this time. Next is legal reasoning. अब legal reasoning में कहाँ focus करना है? Legal reasoning में legal principles, legal maxims, then you have international law, IPR law also. Apart from that, you have criminal law, contracts, constitution and torts. और एक सबसे important point which I generally observe in students is कि जब legal reasoning के questions को they go through, so कई बार ना they try to come up with their opinions also. That is what they think about it. Understand that is not how it is going to work. And when it comes to extrapolation या extra knowledge, external language, external knowledge का use करना, तो understand कि वो CLAT में कहीं पर भी you are not going to use it, be it logical also, be it English also. So extra knowledge should be kept outside the door. ठीक है, थोड़ा बहुत of common sense is fine, but extra knowledge outside the door. Then the last one, that is quantitative techniques. Of quantitative techniques कहने को तो it is just 12 questions, but an important part of the preparation also, an important part of the examination also, and the most overlooked or the most ignored aspect in the entire preparation journey of almost all the students, that is they try to, most of the पहले तो ना पहली बात ये है कि most of them have that inherent fear कि maths है शायद नहीं होगा, taking humanities maths नहीं होगा. Understand, ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. This is basic level of mathematics. It is not any advanced level of mathematics. You have ratio, average, profit, loss, percentage. इतना ही है. हाँ, if you understand that it's going to be a weak spot or it is your weak area, just work on it, है ना? Try to have some shortcuts. Try to have some shortcut in calculations. Try to avoid anything which is stretching it so far. Try to just use mental tricks. Try to be quick with calculation of it. और ये आएगा कैसे? Just be consistent with practice. Try to at least have 2 to 3 DIs daily so that just in case ये अभी तक आपका weak area था, ये अभी तक आपका overlooked या ignored part था, तो ऐसा continue ना हो आगे, right? And with this, I come to the end of the video, and just understand that we have been with you so far and we will always be with you. Just remember, we have got your back. And with that, I end the video. Take care. And just in case you need any other video or any other important topic, do let us know in the comment section below. Thank you.